Almost all cultures of the world are generally eating a high plant-based, low animal fat diet. Because when you cook the fat, it's rendered out. And no one is purposely eating the fat. It's rare. And so what's the cause of fatty liver? It's a plant-based, lean meat, low-fat diet. It's really simple. Occam's razor says there's a simple answer to all of this. Everyone's arguing over the nutritional science and whether you want to be a vegan, vegetarian, Mediterranean, pescatarian, be whatever you want to be. If you want to understand the science of the human body, you can fast for months and up to a year or longer, depending on how much fat you carry. The fat stores of your body contain every mineral, every vitamin, every amino acid, every simple sugar, and every fatty acid your body requires. The fat is the building block for your body. But when we think fat, we think ugly. But in fact, the storage of fat in your body is critical. But we don't fast any longer. There's no fasting. There's no seasonal fasting. There's no reproductive fasting. There's no hibernation. But we are built to get fat fast. And in order to survive reproduction, migration, nesting, hibernation, and war, pestilence, disease, I'll go down the list. But food access has never been easy for humanity, except in the last few hundred years. Maybe I'll give you a few thousand years where the plant-based culture has evolved, because it's hard to hunt and kill an animal. They're not going to make it easy for you. And so we evolved eating the grass eaters, but we also evolved and figured out how to eat the grass. But ultimately, that's the killer. And so how do we develop a fatty liver? We eat plants and protein, which all make fat. And when you make fat, the first place it's made in the liver. It's not made in your adipose tissue. It's not made in your subcutaneous tissue. It's not made in your peripheral cells. It's only made in your liver. And the simple way to know this is a liver failure patient is skinny, emaciated. And they have insulin and glucose in high levels circulating around their bloodstream. How come they can't make fat in their tissues? Because the liver is required to do that. Insulin resistance is simply liver damage. As your liver is damaged, the ability of the liver to convert the amino acids and sugars to fat fast enough drops. Sugars levels go up, insulin level goes up, damage to the liver goes up. So it's really a vicious cycle that, if you think about it, all the blood flow from the GI tract goes to the liver, including the pancreatic blood flow. Why would it do that? Because it's smart. The human body anatomy will tell you function. And you know that you can go days, weeks, and months without food. It's not supposed to be easy to do, because you got to be smart enough to get off your butt and go hunting. Because if you don't, you're not going to survive for reproduction. Kind of crazy concept, isn't it?
It is, and yet so simple, because that's how we evolved. This is how we evolved, and accessing food wasn't easy, and there was all that energy expenditure as well. So we don't have enough of that either. So we have food and more food and more food.
And it's our culture, our social connections. We enjoy it, and it's critical to our lives, but we have to do it differently. You can still enjoy some of the foods you're eating in your culture, just do it less frequently and add more fat. If you can get to a 50% of your gram weight or volume of your meal as fat, which is hard to do because people look at fat and think, oh, I'll never eat that. But it really is partly what we should do. But I think fasting is such an important thing for us to do. And I recommend generally one meal a day. It's not easy. But those things in life that are the most valuable are hard. But that's why we're here to share and coach and be cheerleaders for each and every one of us.